Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are doing well as usual. Today I went to Sneak Peek at my locals and I won the mat in a raffle, which is awesome. I was really happy to get this mat. I think it looks really nice with the new Utopia monster. Or no, this is the ZW. I'm not sure what the archetype. I think it's ZW, but I'm not sure. But anyway, it looks pretty nice, pretty clean. Um, we had a good turnout, I think. I think it was around 22 to 24. I'm not sure. I know it was at least 22 people. I think I heard somebody say 22, but I know there was a lot of people and well, a good amount, decent amount. Um, and it was pretty fun. It was a lot of fun. I took Tri-Brigade to the sneak peek, and I got third place. We played 4 rounds, and let's see, round one I went up against Adagnister with the new cards, and that deck is actually pretty damn cool. It's really nice with the Link One. It could search AI land, and then you have so many searchers, so many starters. The deck is really consistent, and but luckily, I believe I managed to take that one 2-0 because I opened up IO Imperial Order. That was Imperial Order put in work, and game two I think I was just too far ahead. I think I know I just gained a lot of advantage just off the Tri-Brigade cards, and then round two I let's see, round two I went up against Dino. I got smoked 2-0. He 2-0'd me. It was a massacre. I was like game one. I didn't know I was playing against dinos, so like I had the revolt set with Nibiru in hand, and I put Dark Ruler back and kept Nibiru because I didn't know what I was playing against, and Nibiru was more interactive during my opponent's turn. But it turns out it didn't matter because he used Feather Duster to force me to preemptively activate Revolt, and then he just like activated Miss, and I was like, oh, okay, so now my Shurig was like dead, and I couldn't even activate the Link 3. I forgot his name. So I could trigger Shurig's effect. So then game two I went off. Game two I actually set up a pretty decent board. I had Dryden, Appaloosa for like two or three negates, and I had the Revolt, and I had I'm not sure if I had another set back row, but anyway, he opened up Duster again, Feather Duster, and Dark Ruler. So he Dark Rulers my Dryden and my Appaloosa, and I forgot what was the third monster I had on the field. But yeah, he got rid of all my interruptions, and then he used Feather Duster. I'm like, what the heck? This is crazy. So he built a board with Dragoon, Conductor, Pankratops, and Dolka. I think, yeah, Dolka's the one that negates monster effects. And I activated Dark Ruler, and I kind of broke his board because I got rid of the Conductor, I got rid of Dragoon, and I got rid of the I forgot what else I got rid of, but I know he still had Pank on board, and unfortunately I top deck Torrential for turn, which isn't terrible, but he had Pankratops, and I I needed to get rid of Dragoon, and I needed to get rid of Conductor because those two cards I feel were the biggest issues, and yeah, it was just an uphill battle. Unfortunately, then what's crazy is that I actually could have kind of came back into the game, but he top deck Oviraptor, and I even got rid of Misk in his grave, so that way he doesn't have a follow up. But he top decks Ovi, whatever. That was 2-0. And then round three, I went up against Heroes. I won 2-0, and then the fourth round I went up against Drytron, and game one, I had the Revolt, and I had a Droll in hand, and so like he scooped as soon as I resolved Droll. And then game two I bricked pretty hard. I drew 3 Tenki, a Fractale, and a Nerval. I was like, oh my god, my top deck. But if my top deck isn't Dark Ruler, then I definitely lose. My top deck was Nibiru, of course. And then we went to game three. Game three, I set up a pretty decent board. I had Judgment, I had Revolt, I had Appaloosa for three negates, and then I had DD Crow in hand, and that was definitely enough to seal the game. So overall, I got third place, and it was pretty fun. Like out of 3 rounds, first time playing the deck. Wow, we're 5 minutes in, and I haven't. I apologize. I just wanted to go over my rounds and just show you guys, talk about how the deck performed. But the deck performed overall pretty well. Some of these, you're gonna notice some of these ratios are a little weird, but the deck is like the engine is so consistent that you can mix like hand traps, like different hand traps just to have that versatility. But you'll see what I'm talking about. So for the Tri-Brigade, I think it's pretty standard. It's 3 frac, 3 kit, 3 Nerval, and then the 2 Karas. I didn't think that I needed to bump this up to 3. Everything here at 3 was great. Because if you these are starters by themselves. This is also the best starter, but Karas alone does nothing. So he's the worst one. He's the best extender because he's the only one that can special himself out of hand. But otherwise, these cards alone can, get you places pretty much, can get your play started. So I think that lineup worked out pretty well. And for the other monsters, I have just 2 zoo monsters. I didn't play like, what's it called? I didn't play rat. I just thought ram and 1 whip was nice just for the utility. Like ram, it can be targeted by traps, so that comes up. And plus, like, it's 2k, so it's nice if you just make a Dryden and like have it in defense. It's 2k. Can be targeted by traps, so it's nice. Well, if you use this as material, obviously, and then Whiptail has that utility of banishing, and then it can attach itself from hand or field. I'll be honest with you guys, the banish thing and the trap target thing didn't come up. It would have came up during the hero match, but I actually drew the whip and not the ram. If it was vice versa, I would have been able to Zeus the board, but unfortunately I had whip, and he used impermanence on the Borbo. But I think 2 was okay. I didn't miss a third one at all. 1 rescue cat. I played this because I wanted another starter. I never drew it like this whole day. Like 4 rounds. I don't know how many games. Like at least 10 games. I did not draw this card. I mean, it's a one of. I understand it's a one of. Like I don't expect to see one ofs too often, but I did well without it. So I don't know if I want to keep it in. Plus, like. Your normal summons are also Kit and Nerval too, so I mean, I don't know, like Cat, I might test it at 2, see if I like it better, but honestly I'm not sure if I'll cut it. It is a 41 card deck, so honestly if you want a 40 card list, you could cut this. I do like Cat a lot. Cat is really nice because it gets you the kit from deck. When you resolve Cat, actually Cat is your best it's your best normal summon, because when you tribute it and you summon your Kit and your Caress from deck, you link into your Farragut, and then Kit will get Nerval to the grave, and then you'll add like Fractail, and then you'll use the effect of Farragut to summon that Fractail, and then you'll have 3 Beast Warrior, Wing Beast. You'll have 3 to be able to go into a Link 3. And then you can make, or a Link 2, and then make Bear Bloom. So you'll have, with this alone, you'll have Appaloosa for 3 and the Revolt. So it's really nice. It didn't come up, but it's still a very good card. For the hand traps, we have 3 Ash. This is the only hand trap I played at 3, just because it's the most diverse. It hits so much. I mean, Ash is Ash, right? So moving on, 2 Nibiru, and then 2 Droll, and then 1 DD Crow. So we have 8 hand traps in total. I think this worked out okay. I guess sometimes I would have liked to see more hand traps, but the 1 DD Crow I play because I mean, you can search it with Shureg. So like if you summon Shureg and then they get rid of it, like if you at least have 1 Wing Beast Warrior, you could search the Crow, and it becomes another interruption, which is nice. I think at 1 It was totally fine. Even if I combo off, sometimes I'll summon turn 0, I'll summon Shurig, and so I'll have 4 banish. I'll link into Farigit or into Bear Brum or Bear Broom, whatever her name is, the new one, and then I can search the Crow. So I think that one it was fine. It was very actually it was awesome against Drytron. And then Nibiru came up against the Adagnister matchup. Droll came up against the Drytron matchup. Ash came up against like everything. So I mean the hand traps are really good. I actually side the third copy of Nibiru and the third copy of Droll. But again, dinos are just like I regret not siding Lancia. I did not side Lancia, and I definitely got punished for that because I didn't have too much to side against dinos, which is terrible. For the spells, we have the 3 tanky. Again, the only spell card I play at 3. I stuck with 2 desires. I felt like this was fine. I mean, 2, 3, I really don't see an issue with playing like either ratio. 2, Dark Ruler. I wanted to have like an out main deck to stuff like, dinos, stuff like Dragon Link. So I think having the main deck Dark Ruler was pretty nice. And then for the 1-ofs, 1 Barrage, 1 Duster, 1 Reborn. Again, you can tell now how like a little wonky the ratios are. Just like I have like 2 ofs with the hand traps and Dark Ruler and stuff like that. But again, I feel like it works so well with the Tri-Brigades because the engine itself is so consistent that all the like Nibiru is just like a nice backup. Dark Ruler for going second, it's not too necessary going first, obviously, but like going second, you're drawing 6 cards, so I think 2 is fine. Also, like if you draw any of these cards and you feel like you'd want to dig for something else, then when you resolve Farigit to draw 1 and put 1 back, you could always put cards back that you don't really need, which is cool. And then, yeah, Duster came up, Reborn came up. Just a really good extender, especially when you're playing Tri-Brigades. I think Reborn is awesome because you're able to resolve more of the Tri-Brigades, like to banish and special summon from the extra deck. Like say like if you send Kit, send Nerval, you have Fractale, but then like you search another Fractale, you normal the Fractale, use its effect, and then if you have a Reborn, you could like Reborn like one of the other Tri-Brigades and then link off the Fractale and whatever you summon. Now you have 2 more to banish. And then Duster, I think Duster is also pretty good to have in the deck too. Just again, I think some of these cards are like really good going second, but you want to have them in the deck just to like out back row. And it does take people I got Dustered 3 times. I think I got Dustered 3 or 4 times today, and definitely this card is insane. And now for the traps, 3 Revolt. Revolt is so strong because it summons Shurig, right? You summon Shurig, and then it not only does it gets you it does 3 things. It gets you Shurig on your opponent's turn. Shurig is going to be chain blocked because more often than not you're going to have Nerval and Kit to link off with. And then you're gonna recycle your banish, so you're gonna bring your banish cards out and back to the graveyard, and then you're gonna get a follow up with Nerval. So you're gonna get a search, you're gonna get you're gonna fill your grave, and you're gonna get a banish with Shurig. So Revolt is just amazing, and the new Link 2 Bear Room is the one that searches it now, and it's just an awesome card. For the other traps, I played 3 Strike, I played 2 Torrential, and then the 1 Order. Torrential actually won me game 2 in the hero matchup because I went second and he had Dark Law. I try to do my best to like out as much of his board as I possibly can. I couldn't out the Dark Law, so I set Torrential. He normal summoned something, and I just used it right away, and he couldn't actually come back from that, which was very lucky for me. IO is just insane. IO is crazy. It's like, it's GG. It really is. Like against, and you honestly don't run that many important spells. Like, your most important spell is tanky to get you to Fractale. I mean, you have Desires, Dark Ruler, you have the 1-ofs. Totally fine. You don't get hurt by this card. This card's insane. Definitely play this card. Any deck that's like relying on their spells, you're gonna shut them down right away. Strike was super high impact. I think Strike was great. I actually side Judgment, and when you go first and you draw Strike and Judgment with your Revolt, it's very, very very powerful. I side the Judgment too, just to stop the Feather Dusters and stuff like that, because they want to preemptively, uh, you know, force out your Revolt, but there is a way to play around that too. So I play one Almirage. This is when you normal summon Kit or Nerval. You need this. You definitely need to play one of these cards because uh, it's with Kit you can't go into Link Karibo because it's a 2. So you can't play like Link Karibo and just have that be enough. Almirage definitely comes up, and then that protection from destruction. I mean, that's just a nice bonus. One Farragut. I think one was totally fine. I never missed the second one. You use it. Sometimes you use it. Sometimes you don't. It's nice to have in the extra deck. When you want to extend and you're able to extend and go for game and close out the game very quick, she allows you to get there. Because sometimes you'll summon Shureg, you'll link off Shureg and whatever you use to summon it to summon the Farragut. Then you'll use Shureg to search a Tri-Brigade monster that you haven't used, like its on-field effect to banish and summon. You'll special that monster with Farragut, and then you'll just be able to, link up into access code and just go for game. Here's the new card, Bear Broom. Bear Broom. She's actually really good. Just really good to be able to search Revolt. That's mainly why. Also, I mean, the first effect, it doesn't really come up too often, but if you are trying to push for a game, and you could afford to discard the 2 cards to special another one, she's really good too. Let me actually see one thing. Also, you can. Okay, so the second effect is what locks you into just summoning the Tri-Brigade. So the first effect, you're good, so you could still extend and summon access code and stuff like that. For the last link too, we have Ancient Warriors, Double Dragon Lords. This card's awesome. Just a really good interruption on your opponent's turn. Even going second to just like clear up your opponent's board is just really awesome. And plus, like when you have tanky, its effect is basically for free. And now for the link 3s, this card is actually a very important link 3 now, because with Bear Broom you'll search the Revolt. And then what happens is you link this and a Fractal or whatever used to summon Bear Broom into Silver. What's his name? The Silver Sheller. Rugal. Rugal. Okay, so Rugal is really good because when they preemptively want you to activate. When they want you to preemptively activate Revolt to special summon Shureg, you don't have to use Shureg's on summon effect. You can just wait and then use Rugal's effect to summon something from the grave, and then that'll trigger your Shureg. So that's why Rugal is actually very, very important, because he's the one that allows you to play through Duster when they force out your Revolt. For the other Link 3s, we play the Doom Eagle. So Doom Eagle, it's pretty nice. The effects actually didn't come up. I mean, I know they would. The quick effect DD Crow is really nice, and I would still like keep this card in. You want to have at least 2 link 3s. That way you can make a link 3 and link up into access code, or even link into Appaloosa. So you definitely need 2, in my personal opinion. You need 2 link 3s to be able to summon. You could play 2 Rugal, but I think the utility of having the Doom Eagle is nice. For the last link 3, I played Unicorn. This was like a last minute addition. I was actually trying to get a third Shureg to play 3, but I found that 3 never came up, or rarely came up, and I feel like having the removal from Nightmare Unicorn is actually pretty good. It came up once today, but I was just glad that I had that option to go into Unicorn, spin something back, and just go for game after that. Now for the Link 4s, we're playing 2 Shureg. So Shureg is my favorite Tri-Brigade extra deck monster. He is just awesome. I love that he's a searcher when he gets sent to the grave. And I love the on-field effect of that non-target banish. He's 3K. His arrows are great. It's just such an amazing card, such an amazing card, and it's only 2+. So any like you have two Link 2s that are Beast Warriors or Wing Beasts, you could go into him. Yeah, this is just, oh my god, it's so good. He's such an amazing boss monster. Um, so yeah, I mean for the last Link 4s, we have Appaloosa and then we have Access Code. Appaloosa for going first. There are hands where like you're able to make Appaloosa and end with Appaloosa and Revolt, which surprisingly is enough for a lot of decks. Plus, like if you open up hand traps and stuff like that. So I think these two Link 4s, in addition to the two Sharegs, are definitely enough. Access Code is a must, 100%. You summon this with like your dark, your earth, your wind, your fire attributes. You're popping a lot of cards and you're able to like close out the game so fast. And even Rugal, like when he goes to the grave, he decreases attack. Sometimes you'll even like, you'll make Appaloosa turn 0, and then your following turn you'll use Appaloosa as link material for Access Code to get it up to 6,300. It's nasty. It's really good. That's it for the links. For the XEs, it's the Zoo engine, which I play 1 Borbo, 1 Chakanine, 1 Trident, and then I think this is part of the Zoo engine, Zeus. Borbo to attack directly. Chakanine, the effect to special from grave never came up. It's literally to slap something else on top of like Borbo, or like to give Trident 2 pops. So like I would normal summon or like special Whiptail or Ram with Barrage, and then I'll overlay to Chakanine, go into Trident. That way I have 2 pops. And with Borbo, it's okay if I only have the 1 send, as long as I can just slap Borbo on top of a Zoo, attack directly, go into Zeus and nuke the field. That's nice. Or if I didn't use Trident and Chakanine, I can go into like Borbo. I can go into Trident, detach to pop a card, then go into Borbo and attack directly, which is nice, and then slap a Zeus, and I can, or I can just have two field wipes, board wipes with Zeus if I have a Zoo and the 3 XEs. So yeah, I think the extra deck was honestly very, very solid. I don't know if I would change anything. I went into everything. Like I went into everything at least once. Like the Unicorn, the Doom Eagle. This was every game. Bear Broom was every game. This was a lot. Like you go into Almirage a lot. This was almost every game. The Zeus were almost every game. Zeus, unfortunately, did not come up today, only because when it did come up, it was stopped. But obviously, I would never take this card out. If you're playing the Zoo engine with Borbo, then Zeus is definitely a must. This came up multiple times. Double Shuriken came up multiple times. Access Code came up, like, obviously so many games. This comes up. And then, obviously, your Farragut, just amazing to help you extend. Guys, that is it for the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed. Again, this is what I'm going to stick with for now. Not sure if I'm going to change anything. I know some of the ratios are weird, but play around with a deck if you would like. Bear Broom is definitely a great, great card. It's just amazing that we can consistently end with Revolt as opposed to hoping we draw it. So it's amazing. This card's definitely a welcome addition, and 1 is definitely fine. You could play around with 2, I guess, but I think 1 was okay. Guys, thank you guys for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.